on lifeguard duty for Laenys. His
It's
job,
not quite the King's Guard, but it'll do.
his job is to keep Laenys alive above all else.
All right then. If you go to the overview map, there is another question, which is which direction do you plan to go? There's sort of two obvious. Well, I suppose there's three, but one is very unlikely. Sort of viable options for getting to Will, and how ambitious are you going to be in your campaign? What are you going to instruct your men? You could either instruct them to, well, just basically don't. Just do it as if you're in friendly land and don't really hurt anyone. Or you could do the standard type of military action, which is foraging, which means whenever we camp, go out into the countryside and, well, find some food, wherever you might find that. Accidents happen naturally, nothing can be proven. Or you could tell them to pillage, which is simply kill everyone, burn down every farm, take all the wealth.
I think my gut instinct is to say if we go through the mountains like we did to go down to Winewood in the first place, we won't be able to really forage much, but it can be foraging around through the mountain. And
the
then
little mountain village there is just, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So when we get to a couple of days from House Will, then it can just go full on pillage. We'd rather fight them on the field than behind their walls.
My vote would be full on foraging all the way through, if only because if House Ironwood might eventually get into the rulership of this thing, I don't want them to have stared at all these pillage things and go, oh, you know those lordmen we were going to help you with? Fuck it. I mean, if we have to force House Will out of, like, the castle walls, then I'm okay with pillaging, if they don't want to come out and sally, but otherwise, I don't see any need in, like...
I think the main reason for pillaging would be to draw them out. The second reason for pillaging would be to get as much wealth back home as possible, for the simple reason that we can't take land or prisoners or anything from Dorne as the rules are, but we can take loot in form of pillaging. Like we can take gold, basically. So that would be...
My other concern would be that if we outright pillage, we can't hand wave that like you can with accidents happen. That's our perfect intent. And the king, whenever he passes this thing on for someone else to do, is going to, like, hear about the pillaging. And he's going to be like, these motherfuckers.
I feel like we're going to need to pillage at least when we're close to
a little bit of pillaging.
Yeah, just to draw them out.
Maiming and burning, killing.
Yeah, just to draw them out, because fighting...
I personally endorse go there on the foraging, see what happens, and if we need to draw them out, then we can switch to pillaging.
Yeah, okay. I can go with that.
Yeah, I accept the argument that keeping casualties to a minimum of the small folk is a good idea, simply because of the trial coming up. If in the trial they can say, "Oh, they murdered everyone," then that's certainly a problem.
Oh, witnesses 100 grieving widows.
Just screaming outside. That's, you know, it's not catastrophic, but it's not insignificant either. And if we can reduce the amount of grieving widows that's going to witness against us, the better.
Right. But if by the time, like, we spot like the walls of, like, the castle, because we're not going to actually siege a castle, and they still haven't shown up, all right.
Yep.
Okay.
Now
yeah.
Yep. Oh, all of this gold! Thank you, House Will. Thank you.
We're going to leave now after we take your money. Bye.
I mean, they weren't defending themselves anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
that'll go well in court. They weren't defending themselves.
That's
they clearly wanted us to have it. Like, they didn't try and talk to us about it.
If Lord Will does not defend what is his, then it's not his anymore. Right of conquest.
Right of conquest.
Yes.
All right, sure. Yeah. So forage until we get there, and if they don't come fight us, then we start pillaging. Yeah.
Yes. Well, we start pillaging in Will's land, not until we get there.
Yeah,
we are not pillaging Selmy or Dondarrion. Get all stuff!
Yeah,
But that makes things awkward with your relative.
Yeah, that's our only ally, like, near us too, is Dondarrion. Everyone else look at us like, I don't really like those Caladans.
Yeah. So the question is then, how will you approach their lands?
Through the mountain pass, I guess. Straight,
Mountain pass?
just straight down.
Which route does the tactician master think is the best for transporting our 400 men plus the supplies?
That is a good question, actually.
Right. Because I've done travel math, and I don't know if you have.
I haven't.
But I doubt that you have.
No, I don't
So
have a scale.
you have a moderate force, which travels as with moderate burden, which is always a little slower. The area you're going to travel through is mountains, and with a size of this much, if you were to not follow any of the sort of established trails, of which there are a few in this region, then it would take exuberant amounts of time. Just sort of trekking through random mountains. It's not great at all. You have scouts, though, and you have traveled these places before, so you do know of the established trails in the area. There's, of course, another thing you could do. Instead of going to the mountains, you could go into Dundarian lands and then follow the Boneway south, which would, well, it wouldn't be faster, and you would be seen more easily, but you lose the chance of being caught in the mountains by whatever that might be there. Of course, they might be more ready with things outside of the mountains.
Yeah, don't. In that case, if it's the same time-wise, go through the mountains. Because if we're going to run into something in the mountains, at most it's going to be Lornmen, and it's like, are they going to attack our full force? That seems stupid.
I would disagree. Like, I know that units have more of an advantage fighting on, like, higher terrain if, for whatever reason, like, after we march back up, House Will has gotten wind of this somehow. Like, the Red Adder might have gotten, like, something like, this might not have been completely secretive.
Well, through mountain ways, there's no real way of using cavalry. So if we can stick to the mountains as much as we can, then we can at least negate any cavalry they have, if they were to come and fight us in the mountain ways. So probably best to stick in the mountains as long as we can.
Seems incredibly unlikely that they're actually gonna like go out of their keep all the way up here to meet us up here somewhere, because then they would be in Dundarian lands.
I think staying out of the Boneway so we don't get spotted as soon.
I mean, if we want to keep it somewhat secret, going down the Boneway is going to eliminate that. Like,
Yeah,
people are going to notice if we go down. Like,
I want to keep at least kind of secret as close as we can get.
I mean, don't we want Will to be mustered and outside the walls, though, with their troops instead of, like...
we're ready, though. When we're ready. There's a difference between going, yeah, we're still traveling to the place we want to be, and oh no, we're being attacked now, to we get to the place and it's like, right, let's muster up those bastards. Let's
Well, Dark, what do you think?
I'm personally not in favor of going down the Boneway, so...
Alright. And Tina, do you have an opinion one way or the other on this?
Nope.
Alright then. I reckon we're gonna go ahead through the mountains then, and avoid the Boneway.
Alright.
I just don't want to die.
I'm going to enforce you to a new map. Well, it's going to be completely black for you, but it might take a little bit of time to load, so...
Okay.
Alright. These 11
There's
files
a
are
few
the
big
largest.
images.
Oh, wow.
And they're not that bad, I've got
You
six.
was in the way of pain. And I'll be wagging my finger like, why did we go down the Boneway? Why did we go down the Boneway?
Because adventure.
Because strategy told us
Chances are,
We've already...
chances are that House Ironwood won't be going up the Boneway either. So, you know. But then again, the trip up is a bit worse than the trip down. For you.
but they're used to it.
Indeed.
They're
They eat
experts.
sand down there.
Yeah, as far as I know.
I mean, you do know, actually, you went down there.
Yeah. Didn't
You
you
saw
see
all the
it,
sand
like
they
loathing
sprayed
that,
over their
like
food.
eating all of the sand?
You weren't looking, just like...
Yeah, they just turn around and they're shoveling it in their mouth. Laenys every now and again catches Rosette just like with a bag in their bedroom, just shoveling sand into her mouth. She's rationing it now, she's running out.
Revealing a few things on this map, so you...
No, she likes lemon cakes.
Something to look at.
Oh, these files are taking.
She really likes
a
lemon
while.
cakes.
Honey cakes. Yeah, I imagined.
Or honey cakes, sorry. Yeah, sorry, honey cakes.
All right. Well, through the mountains is a long trip, and an unpleasant one as the units sort of move in a long rank and file, trudging through the mountain passes. Is there anything else you want to do before you leave for Will Lansdowne in the most direct way possible?
I can't think of any.
I mean, it would be the rousing speech or something. But I mean, if we fail here, it's all over. So
Halldamir apparently wants to save that for when we're actually going to engage in battle.
You want to keep your good speeches for
The
like
rousing
just before
marching
the
speech.
Yeah, like the rousing marching speech. It's like, okay,
Right.
if you flood them with speeches, they're not gonna care. You got to keep it for the right moment.
Right. It's like the boy who cried wolf, or
Yeah.
like the special moments have to be special for a reason.
Yeah.
The units like
oh, sure.
like foraging. They're happy with this decision, as it's a good little supplement to their pay to find food around the land.
Find good food. you
Well
don't
then,
ration.
basically, I suppose you can set out whenever you want, which I assume will be now.
Away as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
I do believe it's Manaki who's call host.
Yes,
Hello.
I'm the call host. Yeah,
Hello.
is there a problem?
Yeah, it might be better if I host the call. If only because it might make the transfer go faster. And
Oh, okay.
Tina and I'm hearing people sound like robots.
All right. Yeah, let's do that.
Cool change. Technical difficulties. And we're back.
Well, let's try this again.
Testing.
Hello, Doc.
All right.
That's
So
like everyone heard.
so I guess we keep our troops on friendly behavior when we are in our lands, and then when we pass out of them, we switch to forage, right?
Yeah.
No, they're foraging all the way through.
Well, they're not foraging in
Yeah.
our lands, right? That's counterintuitive.
Do we have?
We have to
enough-
support the
No,
army
you don't
somehow.
need to. I mean, you're out of your lands within generally, you can. You don't
like-
need to kill everyone in your own place to get food.
That would be preferable not to. Yeah.
I mean, we can bring enough food for our own land.
Just pillage all the way
Yeah.
through.
You will be going in this way. You will be going through your little piece of sort of the Reachland border, basically. Then you'll be moving into the Stormlands, and then you'll be moving into Dornland under Will control. You have a bit of a trek through the Stormlands as well. Though there's no current sort of lord of that dry mountainous area. It's just under Baratheon sort of rule.
Yeah.
Since nobody really lives there except for like a few hunters who probably don't pay taxes, everything considered. Or have money or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they don't have food.
They helped you when you were on the way here.
No wonder why
Wow.
Lord Baratheon might be interested in the.
Dead.
They did what?
We won't put in taxes anyway, he shouldn't care.
Let's see here.
I'm getting there with the downloads. I'm at 65, 39, and 33%.
I'm almost done with mine.
So,
I'm closer to Manaki than you are.
it's certainly sped up since Call. Like the hosting has changed.
I figured it would.
Yeah.
I can't tell, mine feels just as slow. But mine was slow anyway.
It's because you're slow, Jordan. Aww. It'll be okay, dog. Just look at Halldamir's profile picture.
That does make it feel a lot better, actually.
Look at Gamer Dog.
Gamer Dog sat on my shoulder. She was so happy that day. I don't know why.
I mean, she became a familiar.
She became a familiar. She has been a familiar for many years. I'm waiting for me to level up so I can get the feat.
Look at this map.
I want to get the improved familiar feat, so...
She turns into a pseudo-dragon.
Yeah, pseudo-dragon, gaming pseudo-dragon, there you go. Oh, now she's just come up to me with the mouse in the picture.
Alright.
Time to mount you.
Yeah, she knows. She knows. She's clever.
Well, before you guys load this, I can safely tell you, we're fucked.
Are we?
You'll see.
If I ever load.
I've got 2 more. I'm at 75 and 65.
There are so many will forces on this map. I don't know how the hell we're going to get through all this.
I don't see any will forces.
Is it all peasant levies?
Well, we're too far away. We're too far away. I can't tell.
Where do you see the forces? I don't see any forces. Freaking out.
I see them in the mountains, Jonas.
The mountains?
Uh-huh.
I don't see anything in the mountains.
Of course you don't. They don't want you to see.
Your awareness is clearly not high enough, Jonas.
I think you're trolling me.
No!
He's trolling.
I'm not trolling. I'm practicing my deception. Look at... Is this the face of someone who would deceive
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
100%.
You are a trickster. That's what you are.
Trickster.
But if you have loaded, you can see that you have your Caladan forces at the very edge of the.
Oh, there's a tiny little thing
here. And this, you can see the red trails and the sort of brown road. And you can double-click your little forces and see what it contains and how fast it moves in different types of terrains and with and without trail and everything.
If we had ownership of it, Manaki.
Yes, all right. I'll give you ownership then. That's probably a good thing to do.
Also, please don't call it our little forces. It sounds so pathetic.
Okay, sure. You're a huge force.
There we go. Yes.
Just I'll zoom in further.
Caladan has unzipped its pants and then like.
Yeah, and the whore just giggles.
Oh, that's
like, oh.
Unless you pay for.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, unless you pay that extra silver
pay for the giggle.
Pay for the giggle.
You will know enough about this land to know that the sort of 3 places that Will really cares about in this damn wasteland is, of course, the crossing, where they can ask for toll for whoever comes past. It's great, even though, I mean, few people do. And if they usually just, well, don't, because they can take it anyway down the road. Then it's their dock works over here. They have a dock up here, too, but this is the primary trading one, where they can easily move further down or up. That's neat. For people who want to sail a little bit of the way and avoid as much of the bone way as possible.
Now, when we traveled across the bridge both times, you had made clear note that there wasn't really anyone there loitering at the bridge, right? Like, while they can, like, claim tolls, like, there weren't tolls asked of us whenever we've gone through?
No, you were not asked tolls.
Okay.
But it is something of a thing. They do have some guards, but you were not approached.
Okay.
No. Crossing, you are not accosted.
1 gold dragon per person.
Though maybe that will change when you're
Can
400
you kick
armed
me?
people. Yeah, I can. Should already be gone.
They like poke their heads out and say, "Excuse me."
Not under the table.
Oi.
Oi, and the 400 men just turn
Hey,
to
You're
you.
gonna have
like,
to like pay for service.
There's
here,
a
the kids
weight
run
tax.
here. Yeah.
There's a weight.
They ask us to step on the giant scale. Yeah, you see here, according to like an arrow's put through his neck. That's gonna cost extra.
So right now, in mountains with trails, per day, you will be traveling 3 units of leagues. That is 15 leagues, basically.
Okay.
So see the
Okay,
speed.
so in 1 month we'll reach.
It's not that bad.
Wow, it's going to take us a very
It
long
takes a long time to travel with an army. Yeah, much faster than having like 15 people on horses. Of course, Dorne is freaking huge.
And if
Like
they
the
were all
North.
on horses, they were all
They
cavalry.
all get like
maybe.
plus 10 land. It's ridiculous.
33, 36.
If you travel in mountains without going on a trail, you will travel 5 leagues per day, which is 1. Which is why that is not really preferable.
It looks like we reached the bridge in 17 days, guys. Assuming nothing happens along the way.
Wow. And we're gonna reach Will in like 30 days. Just shy of 30 days. It's gonna take a vast amount of time.
On road in mountains, which is only the Bone Way down there, in hill mountains, you will basically just travel full speed of 12, which is much better.
Of 12? Holy crap, that's so much faster.
Roads matter, yeah.
There's a reason they could deploy so quickly if they saw us coming.
Yeah, so we'll reach. Okay, alright, so it'll take us 3 days from the crossing to get to Will.
What? Why? We're still entering in the red areas
Yeah,
again.
I know, I'm just because 12 a day.
That's only along the Bone Way. Once you step off the Bone Way, you go back to being slow again.
I thought Manaki said hills.
The trail and hills.
Road.
Oh, that's hills,
Yeah,
right.
that's hills.
Yeah, no,
mountains.
like these are trails.
Okay.
This is a road.
All right.
Oh, right.
So you're still moving faster in a let's see, movement with trails. In hills, it is 6 movement.
Right, okay, so it'll take us 6 days
All right.
to get to Will from the crossing.
So when do the mountains end here on the northwest side?
You can see I have deftly put a slightly gray overlay. That reveals the brown for the mountains and sort of yellow for the horrible, heaty, terrible place
Okay.
to go.
The death zone.
They peed on it.
Like that in the game when you go there, there's a little skull saying you're a deserter.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess we move forward with our scouts slightly ahead scouting. Scouts?
Dessem, go up.
Like pros, basically. Like
How
they
far
are.
ahead? 2 days or?
I'm trying to think now.
All right. I'll be right back, and then we'll dig into this because I really need to.
Because we want them far enough that they can come back, inform us of movements, and us be able to prepare for an attacking force. But we don't want them too far that it'll take us too long to find out that they're dead. Do you see my conundrum?
The entire unit of scouts will not be instantaneously annihilated.
They could be if, like, 3 decent archer units descend upon them.
Yes. And okay, if we find them completely dead because they've been riddled with thousands of arrows, that tells us something.
Yeah.
They scouted something very important, and we should go back. That's still useful information.
Still don't want them dead.
If 3 archer units have been positioned all the way up here in the fucking boonies
They've been prepared.
and ambushed the scouts, then yes, we should completely ixnay this attack. This was a terrible plan. There's only so much under control. I wouldn't worry about that. That seems infeasible to me.
I don't think there's going to be any
I don't think we're going to be
any
attacked
hostile
anywhere,
forces up in the mountains. That seems
Definitely not.
it's unlikely Will even knows about these trails. Honestly, they're like a
Of course,
desert
no
people.
one has told him anything.
We'll keep scouts anyway. We'll say 2 days away. I think.
I think this is
Decent.
a bad idea.
I mean, I have ravens. I'll just send you a raven.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Okay, so yeah, if they have ravens, then just a day away.
Those ravens, can you teach them to talk?
No.
So
Well, I can say like a word maybe.
they'll be about 9 miles away from us.
We're
Fries
fucked.
up.
We're fucked.
Yeah. Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
I
Oh.
would just say all kind of Braavosi curse words.
Corn!
Oh, not
Corn.
corn.
Yeah, okay.
That one is
With
clever, though.
ravens, would be a day.
Don't teach my ravens Braavosi curse words, please.
I'll do it.
I send one of them to Liz or something, and it's just.
Wait. Sorry, I DC'd. I returned to Braavosi curse words.
Yeah, Nima's gonna teach the ravens.
Nima's gonna teach ravens Braavosi curse words.
I mean, Kvalar, he knows a decent amount of words. He's very smart.
He can probably curse in Braavosi too. Then every time Nima sees that bird, he says a curse word, and so and then he'll come back to.
That raven is smarter than most peasants are.
Yes, it
Kvalar.
is. It's smarter than
Yeah,
Alaric.
it is. Hey,
It's not smarter
No.
than Alaric.
it's not smarter than me.
No,
I mean,
I would like to see it. I would like to see it. Fight with
Oh.
a sword
Oh,
mean,
cut its
and
fucking head
also ride a
off.
horse.
I mean, Halldamir's character has at least 2 cunning, so I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's silly for you to say that the bird is smarter than
I mean, it has
the
2 cunning and a memory die, right?
And I also like to add the fact that Alaric, you can talk with him and have a
I
long
can't
conversation.
actually talk. That is a thing.
Also, me being silly, God, heavens forbid.
Yeah, that's something you've never done.
Exactly.
I'm
It does. Let's see here.
And I
Citadel
do have
Raven.
status
It
maps.
has 2 cunning. It has 2 bonus dice into memory.
So it's got good memory, but it's not
Yeah.
smarter than me, alright?
All right.
As
Okay. So
memory
anyway,
doesn't
how,
dictate intelligence.
anyway,
Has a good
since
memory.
Manaki is back,
yes.
would we
It
be able-
takes you. What?
Would we be able to use the ravens as like a warning system? To like the scouts send ravens back to us and say, "Hey,
You need a
Problem is that the ravens can't go to just any place.
If it's something incredibly important, Kvalar might show up.
also
Because most
you,
ravens just fly home in general.
also you need a person who can actually write and read and knows how to handle ravens.
Jonas?
Kvalar can handle himself. You know?
yes, Jonas goes with the scouts, Dark. That takes care of 1/2 of the problem.
He can't read.
I don't think Kvala can.
Regardless,
Can Kvala read?
the white raven is smart enough to find you if instructed. The other ravens would probably fly to whatever location they've been trained to fly to. Because that's what they do. That's how they do it. You probably couldn't send a raven to Winterfell because you don't have one that does that trip. Irregardless,
probably 2 days away from us." Oh,
2 days.
Yeah.
Right. It's just if they get attacked, then you won't be able to assist them.
as well.
They're fighting alone or whatever might be there.
Hopefully
Or
they
if-
don't get spotted. That's
Or
the,
they could just not fight alone and just retreat.
cautious
They're,
scouting.
they're scouts. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not siege breakers.
Just fucking run, scouts. Run.
They're good running.
Well, it takes you 14 days, 2 weeks, of traveling through the Stormlands till you get to this point. It's been pretty damn uneventful, as there's not a lot of people traveling these mountain roads, mountain trails. You haven't really met anyone, except for like some of the people who live alongside the trail, who hunt in the mountains, and and they don't really ask questions or stop you when you march past, or I don't know if you kick in their door and take all their stuff and then continue on. But you're basically here in Will Lands. Not like there's a sign or anything, but you're far enough that you probably think that this is Will Lands. It's beginning to get dry enough.
Okay, so how do we do this? Is this round based, or do we just drag our forces down the road here until you say stop?
Well, probably go not so far a day. We will probably do it in rounds of not one day. That's probably too slow at the here. But we can do it like I don't know, 3 days. Yeah,
Okay.
enough movement. We'll see. Take care of the other ones.
Dot to dot.
Would end us up here on the first turn. Is that okay, Manaki?
Yeah.
Or do you just
Go. I'll interject.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
So-
And
Run, you
then
fool.
still nice and dry and slow,
Okay.
and not really a lot happening. Not really a lot of people living here either. As you move through the Dornish mountains for another 3 days. And, well, since you're just following the trail,
Hmm.
it will then be at here. Basically, as you're preparing to enter the hilly area, that the scouts, or the scouts will see that there is evidence that there have been like a lot of people here recently.
The estimate of how many?
Well, since you are there, you would probably want to do the awareness roll, wouldn't you?
Sure.
So
I
you
can
don't
do an
really have your
awareness roll.
token here, do you? You have your like copy it in here somewhere.
I have I have the roller.
Oh,
This should
that's
work.
true.
I mean, they also
So
have 4.
awareness notice or passive awareness?
Notice probably fine. Since it's a physical thing you're trying to
Don't really need my token. Hang on.
Survival could work as well. You can just roll with the forces if you want. It's okay.
All right.
Well, with a roll like that, you would say that there is sort of enough to be dangerous. This place in particular, there might have been a little more than 100 people.
Mm.
Though it doesn't seem like they've been staying here for long.
Mm-hmm. Do they seem to go in any particular direction?
Well, that's the thing. It's more of a trail that sort of spreads out, as if they have dispersed, perhaps to gather together at some later point without being spotted as a group. Could be anywhere around you, I suppose.
Could be behind us, I guess.
Yeah. Well, time to bring the scouts closer to the main force, probably.
Could go off road for like a day or two.
Could.
If you're worried about like the archers being around the road, could try waiting here and see if they come back to meet at this spot.
We can also like go up into here and like try to pass by like this, avoiding this part of the road.
I like that idea.
I mean, I can't say I like the idea.
That's going to take
Not
forever,
too-
though.
I'm not super fond of it either, of course, but
It's going to take us like 8 days to get into the hills alone, without the trail.
it's either that or we simply conclude that whatever they did here, they're gone. We missed them, or they're like trying to keep an eye on us, maybe.
How old are they? Like the treks, are they like? Is there decent sand coverage? Like
Few
a couple of
days.
days?
Not long at all.
Has there been any attempt to cover this up?
Yes,
Okay.
but you're pretty good at
Yeah.
spotting things.
let's go off-road. I don't like this. Yeah, I'd probably say cut out this portion, just me up over here-ish.
All right. Well, you're the commander here. You're the one driving this damn vehicle.
I recommend people to hike off-road.
Yeah. I just see that as being our better of the two options.
You move
There
your
is
3
always the
days
third if we just leave.
into